everybody. You know what time it is. This is James Gilbert. This is the Work Hard People's Podcast. I hope everybody out there is doing great. I got my good friend Moody. He's got some great news. He's got a lot of new things he's coming out with. He's getting ready to start a podcast himself. He's also diving into coaching. I'm excited to see what he's going to put together. Great guy. How you doing, my friend?
Man, I am doing fantastic. Thank you for having me back, man. This is one of the joys I've had so far in this journey is being on this podcast, man. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, it's my pleasure, man. When people are doing good things, that's really what the show's about. It's really about promoting people that are doing good, promoting people's journeys. Last week I had Connie Cook on. She is a mother. She is a hard worker.
Great episode.
She went, yeah, you saw that, right? I mean, she goes from she never had like weight issues or anything. That wasn't her transformation, but she went from just like this skinny little thing to a chick that's ripped, right? I mean, she looked great. Got on stage for the first time, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a hard thing to do, get on stage. You're standing out there in front of everybody and say, hey, this is what I did, judge me.
Man, that is that is a space that I am unfamiliar with in terms of training wise, man. I deal with clients that have been on stage, that train for the stage, bodybuilders, through and through. Man, just the gall it takes to get on stage and to do that. But I get it in the same token, right? You work for it, you're here to show off your hard work, and here it is. So I think it's incredible, man.
Prep is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Prep is, I'm telling you right now, man. Yeah. I've prepped several athletes for the stage. Prep is the hardest thing mentally you will ever go through.
100%. I've heard the same story. Same story.
The brain fatigue, dude. Because you're cutting all the fat out. The brain fatigue those last few weeks is unreal. Like you'll be emotional. You wake up like you could be the strongest, manliest dude in the world, and you're gonna wake up in the morning crying, and you don't know why.
Yeah. Right? Why? I don't understand.
It's crazy. So, hey, let's start with this, man. Tell me about this podcast. Tell me what your plan is for it. What's the direction here? Is it just coaching? Is it information? A little of both? You gonna interview people? What are you doing?
Yeah, man. So you pretty much touched the base on the whole thing there. So it's called A Train Project Fit. It's going to be the Project Fit podcast, and so that's kind of where we're going to launch with. It's going to be more informational stuff. I just think that in today's culture, man, a lot of it gets lost in the weeds, right? People get lost in the sauce. There's so much stuff going on, right? So I think it is our responsibility as being stewards of this industry to really put that correct information out there, and really take a scientific approach to putting this information out there. And it's tough, man, because there's the market is so saturated when it comes to information. The social media influencers and stuff, man. I'm looking at these guys and girls, and it's tough to hear, man, because they're not speaking from a perspective of knowledge. They're speaking from what gets me the quickest, fastest clicks, right? So
it's a cookie cutter. It's all cookie cutter kind of. Or it's so over scienced. Listen, I'm gonna be so honest. Science is great, right? Yeah. That is a great foundation to start with. Yeah. But bro, science is real.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that work for different people in a different way. I'm a firm believer in a full range of motion.
Yep.
But I also believe in adding in partials and doing certain things depending on your goals, right?
Yep.
It all depends on your goals. So there is something to be said for that. And you are right. I know that you've sold insurance in your life too. Sure. It's very similar in the fact that so many people are undereducated on insurance. They think, I need this one policy is going to fit everything. No, use insurance strategically, right? Mm-hmm. You can use a term product while you have a mortgage and car payments, and you can get those bigger amounts. But you still want like a whole life policy that's going to last your entire life to make sure your final expenses are taken care of, no matter what, right? Same thing with fitness. There
Yep.
is a lack of understanding on what true, oh, I have to do keto or I have to do this diet.
Yeah.
No, you need to eat healthy.
Yes.
Does
Yes.
keto have a place?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You could do
Yeah.
that. The paleo diet, all those things, but everybody's looking for that next fad. When the key is, if you eat healthy, if you eat good vegetables, you eat lean proteins, you're good about your carbs, you're not pounding a bunch of processed sugar, and you're active, you're gonna feel pretty good about yourself,
Easy day. It
right?
really is, man.
I
And
mean,
that's again to kind of reiterate, people just get lost in the sauce, man. They get
hmm
told, you have to do this and you have to do this, and really, it's purpose built for you. And when you work with a good trainer or a good nutritionist, they're going to build a program specific to you, right? So
correct.
there's not this cookie cutter, everybody fits inside of this mold, and that's I think where the industry gets a bad rap. This is an evolving science, man. It's always changing. You can see it. I mean, look at with the introduction of GLP-1s now, right? So, we have, the Ozempic craze and all this
Yeah,
kind of stuff that's going on right now, which literally, I mean, revolutionized an entire industry, what seemingly felt like overnight, right? This stuff's
yeah.
been going on for 20 plus years, but,
Well, yeah,
it's
you know
all of a
where it
sudden
really
it
comes
hit.
from, right? The whole
What's that?
Ozempic thing, right? The bodybuilding industry.
Oh, 100%.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
bodybuilders, when they go into the gym, will
Yeah.
tag themselves with insulin.
Yeah.
Why
Oh,
do they
yeah.
do that? Because
Yeah.
when you tag yourself with insulin, you are now forcing
Yeah.
all of the nutrients into the muscle, right? Because
Yeah.
you're kicking
Yep.
up your insulin. So
Yep.
all that protein is going to work. Everything's going
Yep.
to work. It's dangerous. It's super
Yeah, boy,
dangerous.
is it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when
if
you're messing
if
with the
done incorrectly,
pancreas,
man.
yeah,
Whew.
it
Yeah.
could kill you. I don't
Yeah.
really like. I have a hard fast. Like I've had many clients come to me, hey, I would like to try PEDs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my first question is, do you want to be a professional athlete on stage? No, no PEDs.
There you
You
go.
don't need
Yeah.
them.
What
What's the
performance are
point?
you trying to enhance here? That's what I'm
All
trying
you're
to
going to
figure
do
out.
is hurt yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you want to be an IFBB pro athlete, you want to try to go to the Olympia or things like that, I understand that they're going to be enhanced. And even then, the best ones, less is
Yeah.
more. You got those crazy
Yeah.
bodybuilders out there that are jamming 1,200 mgs of test a week and
Yep.
doing all this crazy stuff. But
Lord have mercy.
when
Yeah.
you look at the guys that really do it right, less is more.
Yeah. Hundred
They do
percent. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because what people don't realize with PEDs do not make you big and strong.
Yeah.
What they do is they allow you to recover faster, they allow you to process food faster so you
Yep.
can train sooner,
Yes.
right? So
Yep.
your chest, you don't have to wait 7 days to train your chest again.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
recovers
Two
quicker,
two
right?
day turnaround. 2 3 day
Yeah,
turnaround,
so
man. Yep.
you
Yep.
can get bigger faster. So
Yeah.
if you're going to be a pro, great. If you're not, don't do it. And the other big mistake people make, if they're even going to dabble in that, is they're 19, 20 years old. And they're like, hey, let me jam some test in me.
And
How about a little Deca or Anavar? I'm like, give me a break. Are you
how
stupid?
much are we seeing of that now, though? I mean, you look
A
on social
lot.
media, it's everywhere. I mean, it is
Everywhere.
everywhere. It's
Everywhere.
crazy. Yeah,
You know,
it's
Hani, you know who Hani Rambod is, right? We've talked about
yes.
him,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Like he's
yep,
the pro creator, the winningest
yeah,
bodybuilding coach of all time.
yeah,
He says, like, his rule of thumb is listen, before you ever touch that stuff, I want you to maximize your training, maximize your genetic potential, and
yes,
maximize your food.
yeah,
So once you are eating perfectly, no mistakes, not
yep,
cheating, you are on a strict diet, you're eating perfectly, you are maximizing your training, and then you have reached your genetic potential. You finally hit that wall.
yep,
That would be the time to start to introduce that stuff. And then
yep.
again, less is more.
There you go. Yeah, 100%, man. And there's reasons why why you cycle through that stuff, right? And if you go
Correct.
on a program, if you go on a correct program and you use it in its most beneficial form, you will always see that less is more. That's what it is. People
Yes.
aren't jamming this stuff down and loading up a full syringe and sending it. It's usually almost micro dosing. I mean, it's micro dosing. It's not nothing crazy, but you see these guys on the social media, man, and blows my mind how big these kids are, and they're like 18, 19 years old. Sam Sulek is one of them. You know,
Hmm.
he's so full, he's so geared up through his, I mean, through his nostrils, man. I don't think the kid's going to see 40, man. I mean, how do
Yeah,
you come
it's
down from that
tough.
at such a young age? You know, it's crazy, man.
Well,
Crazy.
the biggest problem too is people that do that, they're not using proper medical attention. They're not getting blood
100%.
work done on a regular basis.
Yeah.
One of the things people don't realize when you're running a bunch of gear, uh, your your red blood cells get
Yeah.
super activated. So there's a lot more of
Yeah.
it. It
Yep.
creates high blood pressure and other
Yep.
things, and you literally need to do what's called like bloodletting. You
Yeah.
need to go give blood
Yeah.
to reduce the blood volume,
Yeah. It's
right?
crazy, right?
Because when
It's
you're
insane.
training hard,
Yeah.
everything grows, right? There are
Yes.
muscles that contract in the blood vessels.
Yes.
And when you're training hard and you're pumping that much blood, those start to get bigger
Yep.
too, right?
Yep.
Everything
Everything,
grows.
man.
So
It's
you got it.
crazy how
Yeah,
that
it's
works,
tough.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I'm
So
excited about the podcast for you, dude. You need
thank
to
you.
do it.
Thank
You
you.
got a great personality.
Yeah.
I've
Thank
had
you.
many conversations with you. You have good information. And the thing I love the most about you, Abe, is you are open, like you're always willing to learn. You're like me in that
100%.
aspect.
Gotta be.
Like
Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time. I'm an old man, but I am always trying to gain knowledge. I do not think that
Yes.
my way is always the right way. I am always trying to learn as much
Yeah.
about the information, and I test it. I think that's
Yes.
the thing. People forget to test things. Like when I put, especially my bodybuilders, right? Before
Yeah.
I change their program, I test it on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, how does this feel for me? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I can see the aspects of that. And then I'll implement that exercise with them. And I will tell them, I want you to do this for 3 weeks and let me know how you feel.
Yeah.
How's it
That's the
working?
only
Are
way
you
to do
getting
it.
pumped? Yeah, we're testing different things
Yeah.
to hit the muscles differently. Because bodybuilding, you're always looking for that symmetry and things like that,
100%.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So even powerlifting, like I've been big into powerlifting lately for myself.
Yeah.
Kind of a hybrid because
I'm saying I'm the same. I'm there. I've been leaning a
I'm
lot towards
older.
powerlifting
I don't want to
nowadays.
bust. I don't want to bust ligaments. So I don't
Yeah.
really lift anything that I don't think I could do 5 times.
Yeah.
I like to try to get at least 8, but I have been doing a lot of heavier lifting. Dude, I did
Yeah.
325 for 8 reps the other day.
Oh man, that's beautiful. You're getting
Yeah.
strong.
Dude, I'm getting
You're
like
getting
I've
strong.
never been
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that, man. Like
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
under there. It was funny because I had since I go to the gym early, right? And I'm in there. There's nobody in there, and I'm like, damn.
Man,
And
the world is your oyster.
I see this guy, and I'm telling you, the dude's 80. I love him. They call
Yeah.
him in our gym. His nickname's Moody. That's what everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Moody, what's up, man? Because I live in a small town, but he's in there, and I go over there. I'm like, hey, Moody, can I borrow you for a minute? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you want? I go, I kind of need a spot, and he goes, bro, I ain't gonna be able to spot you. I said, no, 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 no. Here's what I want.
Yeah.
If it gets stuck on my chest, just start peeling plates and drop them on the
There you
ground. I
go. Just
got it,
start ripping.
right?
Yeah.
Just start peeling them. We'll get it from there, right? So
Yeah.
put 325 on there, and I just did one quick one and racked it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
You
okay,
think
this
you
feels
got some
good.
in the
So
tank?
I grabbed it
Yeah.
and I just pumped it out like 6, 7 times. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yes. 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 We like that. That's
I
good,
like it.
man. That's
It feels
fantastic.
great, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love lifting
Yeah.
heavy stuff.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm leaning a lot towards that these days as well, man. I'm gonna really start putting myself, I think, over the next finishing up a program right now, and over the next probably 6 to 8 weeks, I'm gonna go full on doing the Holy Trinity, man. Just the
Yeah.
bench press, squat,
Deadlift
and
squats.
deadlifts.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna really focus on those to really kind of fine tune those techniques. I'm doing pretty good now. I can cue pretty well. So
You've been doing
just
CrossFit, right? I noticed. I saw some
kind
pictures. You
of.
slimmed down quite a bit,
Yeah,
bro.
I've been doing a little bit of that. Over the last probably 8 weeks, I would say I've moved back towards traditional strength training. Just
Hmm.
sticking on a program. I build my own programs now, so
Yeah.
I've been programming a lot. So kind of just building out these things, and again, like we were talking about field testing. testing. So I build
Hmm.
programs. I put myself through those programs just to see, just to have a good feel about what's going on. Little minor tweaks and things like that I can make that would amplify it. But yeah, man, I was doing the CrossFit there for, God, man, probably 2 months, maybe about two
Yeah.
months or so. I was doing CrossFit. Kind of just so the Navy, I do the Navy's operational stuff, right? So they have
Hmm.
their own version, and it's called NOVs.
Yeah,
So it's
because
the
you're training
Navy.
on base, right?
So I do, yeah. All of my clients are all military affiliated. I mean,
That's
whether they
awesome, dude.
are reserve or active duty, dependents, retired, just everything having to do with the military. So the clientele, I don't think I could ask for a better
Yeah.
clientele, man. These guys, whether they show up because they're hyped up and they're ready to go, or they're mandated by their CO. Either way, they're coming to work out. So,
Man, oh,
um,
so you're on the Fat Boy program?
yeah, little hefty, little hefty.
Little hefty for the
Um,
U.S. Navy.
but yeah, man, it's a little, it's tough. It's tough.
Hey, no, that's good though, man. That's
Yeah,
good that you can
it's
help them.
yeah, and that's the whole goal. That's the whole goal of our personal training program there. We give them any and every opportunity to pretty much pursue any type of fitness that they want to. So we have
Yeah.
trainers across the board that pretty much take care of everything from yoga to CrossFit. I mean, we
You
just
know,
do a
my
little bit of
sister's
everything.
a yoga instructor.
Really?
Oh,
I know
yeah.
a few of them now through networking and things, man. It's intense.
She
It's
goes,
intense.
well, she does the yoga where, can't remember the name of it, but they get in the crazy positions. Like she goes to India
Oh,
and trains with
yeah.
masters every year. And
Wow.
I
Okay.
will text you some pictures of my sister. You'll be like, holy
That would be
crap.
great, man. Absolutely.
She
I'd
does
love to
some
meet her
crazy
too. Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah.
she's actually out in Utah.
Okay.
But she trains out there at a yoga studio. And then, like I said, every year she goes to India and trains.
Yeah.
She's a great follow on Instagram too, dude.
That's
Some of the
super
posts,
cool. Yeah, you'll have to give me her handle, man. I'll get
yeah,
her on
she's
there.
done
Yeah.
yoga modeling, kind of like the pictures for magazine shoots. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
It's really
fantastic.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
she's really good at what she does.
It's tough. It's tough.
Oh
You're a
yeah.
big boy. It's tough. We like to move weight, but when it comes
Yeah.
to bending and stretching our weight, it's a little different. So,
No, it's
um,
good though because it does strengthen the ligaments and tendons. Prevents.
yes,
It's going to prevent tears,
highly
all those kind of
recommend.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's yoga's great.
highly
Hot
recommend.
yoga's cool too, man. You ever done that?
That's I have not. I have never done hot yoga. I've only done a few yoga sessions period in my life. But hot yoga is one of them. We had a couple of opportunities when we were down in Key West and we never took
Hmm.
advantage of it. Um, but yeah, man, it's on the list. I would try it.
Yeah.
I would try it.
For
One of
those
our
of
good
you
friends
that
is a
don't know,
yogi.
hot yoga is just yoga in like 120 degrees. Like,
It's
yeah,
just hot.
it's like yoga. It's like yoga in a sauna, man.
Yeah, it's like doing yoga in the sauna. Exactly. So
That's
um
it. That's it.
but yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at though in terms of training and programming and stuff, man. It's just kind of getting into that space where now I'm controlling my own my own output, and it's going to be complemented with this podcast, man. I'm super excited to start it. Just trying to find the time, man. Just jumping
Yeah.
between this and that and the third, but I wanted to speak to you as well, and I'm glad we got to do this today, man, because I've been given a fantastic opportunity. So we're looking at leaving the New Orleans area within the next probably 2 or 3 months. We're headed back to Florida. So
Okay.
with that being said, so I recently got my newest certification through NASM as a corrective exercise specialist, and so
Okay.
with that being loaded up now and teed up, I reached out to one of the gyms back home. It's a big gym. It's growing like absolute wildfire. And reached out to them, and they're looking for a personal trainer. So reached out to them, had a couple of interviews with them. Come to find out, they're actually looking for a coordinator slash manager for a new gym that they've opened up. So,
Okay.
they're rapidly expanding, and
And this
so
is in the Gainesville area?
this is in Ocala. So it's about
Okay, yeah.
35,
I
40
know where
minutes. Yeah.
Ocala is. Yeah,
Yep.
just north.
Yep.
Reddick, Ocala, right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So to take it to that next level, man, I'm super excited. So I've been in the personal training space for quite a while, and I'll do that there as well. To kind of start out, but they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted this management position. So, it's pretty exciting, man, to be able to kind of
Yeah.
grind out, to grind and do the work, and then all of a sudden, next up is a management position in this space. So I'm super excited. This gym has it's one of those gyms that they're very progressive in everything that they do. So, in terms of like red light therapies, the ice baths, like all that kind
Oh
of stuff.
yeah. So they're
The
doing
gym is
infrared.
beautiful.
They're doing
Yes,
the
they
infrared.
do
Yeah.
all that, man. They do
Yeah,
all that.
infrared
So
sauna is great. It really
yeah,
is. It doesn't feel like a normal sauna. It's not, like what you would
no,
think. But it really works on the almost the molecular level of the muscle
yes,
tissue.
yes.
So
The
yeah.
more research that I started doing on it, man, I was highly impressed. And when I found out about this gym, so this is this gym is 6 years number one rated in the county. So and there's a lot of gyms, man. The Marion County is growing like crazy. I mean, it looks almost
Yeah.
like a small Orlando at this point. So
Yeah.
the ability to grow and things like that, and to be able to stay in this industry, man, it was just an opportunity that I couldn't pass. Like I just couldn't
No,
pass.
that's
So
good. And be back home because I know your folks live over there and
yes,
they have their lawn business out there and stuff. And so
yep,
yeah, I
yep.
mean that's cool, man. That'd be good.
I'm super
And
excited. Yeah.
besides, dude, Florida's
Yeah.
way better.
Oh
New
gosh.
Orleans is kind of cool. Like it's a good town to visit, but
Great.
dude, this
Great
boy
town to
don't want.
visit. Yeah.
I do not want to live in nowhere. I tell you
It's
right
tough,
now, I do
man.
not want to do
It's it's not for the faint-hearted, man.
no.
I don't think this podcast has enough time and space for it to talk about this all the woes
Oh
that
yeah,
go on in this state, man.
that's
Um,
funny, dude.
but
That's
I
funny.
will say, I'll give credit where credit is due. So we've come out here, and like the community out here is so cool, man. Like it's
Yeah.
just, we've met so many good people out here through our hiking group. We have a big hiking group, man. We do like national, almost international hikes. We're looking at doing an international hike hopefully next year, pretty soon. But we do hikes all over the country, man. And we've watched this thing, kind of start from the very bottom to like well north of 1,000 members now. So
Oh, nice.
so the community, the hiking community, the fitness community is fantastic here. A lot of like-minded people, a lot of growth-minded people out here. Um, it's been a really really cool experience being out here. So I have to give credit. I'm not going to dog it
Yeah,
all the
no,
way, but
not
but
everything's bad anywhere.
not everything's
So
bad. But
yeah.
man, there's enough to go around. There's enough to go
You know what
around.
I
So
love about you, dude? When I first met you, man, you had just got licensed
yep,
as a personal trainer,
yep,
and you were asking a lot of questions. You were just trying to find a direction.
sure,
And this is one of the things I love just about people in general, right? Because I do not ever, I'm not an envious guy.
yeah,
I don't care if you do better than me, worse than me. I don't care. I just
sure.
like good people. But
There
I
you go.
have loved watching you kind of ask your questions, figure out your path, get down this journey. You're being
Yeah,
successful. It's a great story. And that will come out in your podcast because
I hope.
you will be able to use that personal experience and help others get down
Yes.
that journey, right? You know me, a lot of what I do, I almost like to coach coaches, right? I like to help coaches
Oh
get
man.
better.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like to
Yes.
help coaches find their groove and do it right. Don't fall in,
Yes.
like you said earlier, do not fall into the whole, I got to be insta famous. No, you know what? Be
Yeah.
client famous. Be the guy
There
that
you
works
go.
with a client and your client is
Yes.
just like, loves you because they're going to refer more
Yeah.
people to you.
Be
And
referral famous, man. Be
yeah, and
referral
you're
famous.
doing
You
right
know?
by them.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's our job. That is
Yeah.
if like we had an oath, which we don't, but if we did, if we had an
Yeah.
oath, it would be to put the client's interests before ours,
Yeah.
always. Always
Do right by
be
them. Always.
helping them get better,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
you got the podcast coming out. You also started a Facebook page, which I noticed you've been putting
Did.
out some great content on there.
Yeah.
And
Trying,
can
man.
anybody join that?
It can. So right now it's private, just in the building stages. But anybody can go on there, send a, they'll send a request. I'll go in there because we got to watch it too, man, for all the spammers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That crowd, just
We'll
crowd social
post
media.
it. So let me ask you this:
Yeah,
if I blast it out to like all my people,
yes,
they can just click on it and
click and
go
go.
to, and
Yep, click and go.
you'll decide if you're in or out.
Yeah, 100%, man. And
Okay,
I tell
cool.
you what, we're kind of it's growing enough now where I could probably just go ahead and put it on, on public, just for growth purposes and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're trying to get it. We're trying to get it up and running. Same with the YouTube channel, man. So all my handles across the board from all social media platforms is A Train Project Fit, and that's all
Okay.
it is. So
And we'll
obviously, play
post
on
all
words.
that stuff. This will also
Yeah,
be in the description.
yeah,
I'll make sure you have like his Facebook, what the
yeah. That'd be
podcast is
great,
going to
man.
be. Do you have
That'd
the
be great.
channel set up? The A
A
Train Fit?
Train, yeah, A Train, yeah. So A Train Project Fit is across YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I think that's it. I think that's
Yeah,
all of
send
them
me all
that
that.
goes.
I'll make sure it's in the
I will.
description and
I will,
uh
man.
yeah, we'll definitely promote you and see if you can't build something nice here because I'm
Yeah,
excited to see what
we're
you do with
trying,
it,
man.
brother.
It's about the best platform, and I think you suffer from it too, right? You get this itch, right? You want to coach the coaches, you want to talk to people, you want to kind of be the torchbearer, right? That's kind of
Yeah,
how I it's kind of how I feel about the whole thing, man. You want to be the torchbearer for people who are lost and trying to find their way out in terms of just regaining their fitness back, right? Their health
yeah,
back, and just trying to get a handle on their life, man. And a lot of the times this can be solved just through exercise, just through having a solid plan, something to
oh,
lean on where you don't have to think about it. Somebody who's a subject matter expert has done the thinking for you. And all they need you to do to find the success is just simply show up. That's all you got to do. Show up and be consistent. We'll guide you along the way. We'll tell you everything you need to know along the way. We'll motivate you, get you disciplined along the way. This is the perfect outlet for that, man. It scratches everything I got for it. Just
yeah.
working in this space and just
Just
having a
do
voice,
the
man.
frickin' work.
Just do the
Do
work,
it,
man.
man.
I promise you, I'm not going to steer you wrong. Just
My
do the
favorite
work.
thing, dude, at my gym seeing is the older people.
Yeah.
70, 80 years old,
Yep.
they're in there, and they're not just walking on a treadmill. These people, they lift
No,
and light.
they're
Dude, there's
cranking,
a lady in there, she
cranking.
is 70 years old.
Yeah.
She gets on the actual plate-loaded hammer strength lat pull-down machine. And she's only got
Yes.
like a 5 pound plate on there, but she's using it
Yeah.
just stretching her, just doing
Yes.
it. And
Yes.
I'm like, what people don't realize is it staves off osteoporosis. It keeps you
Yes.
flexible. It keeps you more balanced. You're less likely to have a fall accident as an older
Yes.
individual. And the sooner you start that process, the stronger everything will become. Ligaments,
Yes.
tendons, the connective tissue, all the sinew, the bones, everything.
Yes.
It's going to just make you heavier or healthier. Even if you don't have to go psycho. Like, yeah, I get a little
No.
crazy in the gym and throw some weight, but you don't have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But
just the act, but you do need to lift weights.
yes.
You can't just do
Yes.
cardio.
So I'm glad you bring this up. So right on the discussion of the podcast and stuff. So the first episode that we're going to launch with is about pain, right? I'm going to do a whole little series about pain. And so, but it's not what you think, right? It's not,
Yeah.
all the little aches and pains. No, it's nothing like that. So what we're going to talk about is basically, what hurts worse, right? What hurts worse? Going to the gym and being disciplined and maybe being a little bit, uncomfortable, or, cancer, or diabetes, or all of these chronic illnesses that come with all of these the negligence of taking your health seriously. So
Hmm.
let's really talk about pain. What hurts worse? And we're going to kind of dive into it, man, and really kind of just open up this conversation, because I think they just don't understand exactly what pain is when it comes to recovery and things. Yeah, okay, you get a good workout in, it's your first workout you've had in a long time and you're sore. Okay, that's fine. But, what you're doing for the long term is you're pushing off these chronic diseases, these illnesses that in the grand scheme of things, those are what really hurt. And that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to mitigate while you still are able-bodied, younger, older, male, female, it doesn't matter. I mean, any time is a good time to start taking this stuff serious. I've told you my story before. I was pushing 400 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I'm touching 280s now. Like I'm down, I'm losing weight. I've decided to take my life and get control of it and start
Mm-hmm.
taking it serious and start really just doing the work, man. And this is exactly what I'm trying to kick back, right? I'm
Yeah.
saying, listen, if
And you
I can
look
do it,
great, dude.
anybody can do it.
Like
I
you,
appreciate it.
you look fantastic. The recent
Thank you.
pictures I've
Thank
seen of
you.
you, you
Yeah.
definitely been putting in the work, man. I've
Well,
just been
thank you,
getting
man.
bigger,
No,
but
yeah, yeah. But listen, pushing 325. Hey, man,
yeah,
that is impressive.
I'm due for a cut
That's him.
just for my foot, dude. Like,
Yes.
I
Yes.
have put on about 40 pounds. I
Yeah.
put it on over the last like year and a half, but
Yeah.
it's not like it just came up out of nowhere. It's been a plan in progress, like
Yes.
to really
Yes.
grow and gain the strength. When you're just to let you people know, when you
Yeah.
are pushing heavy weight, and heavy weight is relative, it's heavy for you.
Yes.
Your body needs a certain level of fat and muscle tissue to be able to support that weight in the joint, or your joints
Super
are going to
important.
fall off.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's why you don't see people out there doing a strongman competition weighing 150 pounds.
No.
These dudes are
God, no.
350, 400 pounds because
Yeah.
all that extra weight, what it does, if you learn to use it right, like you don't want to
Yeah.
be sloppy weight.
Yeah.
But with that strong weight, even if you're carrying extra weight, all that extra weight, what it allows you to do is create internal pressure to keep the
Yeah.
spine intact, to keep the ribs intact, your shoulders
All of it.
intact. It
Yep.
holds everything together when you're moving weight.
Yes.
That's why you'll notice even bodybuilders, they'll lift good. I mean, they're not lifting strongman weight, but they lift heavy weight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when they start dieting down and they get into their prep, the
Yep.
amount of weight they move is dropping a little bit. They're still lifting
Yes.
heavy, but it's dropping because now they don't have the amount of fluid in their joints.
Yes.
They
It's
don't
a
have the
coordinated
fat.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be very careful about that.
Yep.
So like my attack has been that. Like I've been, and dude, I sent you pictures the other day. Like
Yeah.
I'm 280 pounds. You're what?
Yeah.
Six what? How tall are you? 6'2"?
Almost 6'4". Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
6'4".
creeping up 6'3" and a
I'm
half, 6'4" on a
280.
good day.
I've been bouncing between 280, 290, and I'm
Yeah.
5'11".
Yeah.
But I sent you a picture like 2 weeks ago, and I got a V taper,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, man.
Like
I can tell
my,
you got
I
one of the
am
widest backs in the game, man.
so,
That back
so
that's a big
like,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not like a fat 280.
No, no, you
Oh,
swolled up, man. If you're walking
yeah,
down the street, people gonna look at you and be like, "Yeah, that guy's strong.
yeah.
That's just a
So,
strong guy."
but I do for my own health. Like my blood
Yeah,
work is just now starting to get a little like doctors like, hey, dude. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, okay, I got it, I
Like
got it.
this,
I quit eating.
yeah,
I quit
yeah,
eating. I've just been enjoying it, man. Like
yeah,
every
yeah,
time I start to like, I've thought about cutting 2 or 3 times over the last like 6 months.
yeah.
And
Thought
every
about
time I
it.
start like, oh, this is getting heavy. I'm like, no, I mean,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
just been,
got you,
it's
man. We go
mental.
through
It's up
those.
here,
Yeah, we
do
go through
do.
those ebbs and flows, man. We go through those ups and downs.
But
No,
yeah,
it's
I
part of
gotta
the
take the
process.
weight off just to get the blood work back in shape.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's yeah, for longevity purposes, man.
oh
I
yeah,
want to be
absolutely.
doing this podcast for quite a while, so
Yeah,
we want to keep
that's
kicking this
right.
thing back and forth. So,
That's right.
um,
I love it, dude. I love it. I love it.
yeah, man,
So,
yeah,
and then are you now? I know you're working with the Navy. Are you also like taking private clients, doing online coaching,
I
or what are you doing?
do, I do, man. I'm wide open. I'm wide
Okay.
open. So I do. I'll do online clients, virtual in the virtual space. I'll do pretty much anybody who's wanting to go, man. So like I said, I'm building programming, kind of just generalized programming.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I'm working on right now, man, is actually so I've been working with a lot of females specifically on base, and a lot of them are post pregnancy, so in their postpartum stages. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are wanting to get back into the gym, and as we know, pregnancy, just wreaks havoc on the body.
Oh,
So
hormones,
I mean,
everything.
absolutely, just it's a
Yeah.
travesty, really. And so I've learned to be a little bit more empathetic, and kind of understanding what they're going through, and so I'm gearing some programming towards kind of like a beginning, middle, and end. So
Oh, great.
families looking to looking to have children. So here's kind of a plan that you'd want to get into. Here's a plan while you are pregnant, and it's not just male or not just females, it's male and female, and then postpartum. So, beginning, middle, and end of the whole cycle. So,
Yeah.
getting into something like that, is kind of what I'm going to start doing, in terms of programming, and hopefully start taking more clients on that will, private clients that will, start jumping on this programming, man, because it's super important, places them in a very advantageous position, throughout the duration of pregnancy and things. So, so it's kind of like it's a good solid, year program. I mean, it
Yeah.
really is. It's a whole year program. So,
That's good, man.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
like that. I like, because those are good when you can build programs for longevity to help
Yes.
people through different periods in their life.
Yes.
That's fantastic when you're doing that kind of thing, because it really can benefit those people long term, right? I mean,
100%. Yep.
because a lot of times people start a program and what happens, right? They do 4 or 6 weeks and they're like, okay,
Yep.
I'm good. I got
Tapers
this.
off.
And
Yep.
then you'll
Yep.
see them like 6 months later and they're like, oh, yeah, I need your help again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So yeah, about
I
that.
got it.
Glad you
I
called
got
me.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and me, I am, let's see, how do I put this the right way? I'll just do it the blunt way. I'm a douche as a
There you
coach.
go. There
Like,
you go.
I do not, like, I interview my clients.
Yeah.
They don't interview me, right? Because
Yeah.
coaching is a passion for me, and I will
100%.
take anybody. I don't
Yeah.
care what your fitness level is. I don't
Yep.
care what you want to do, what type of training you want to do. I will take
Yeah.
anybody in as a client, but there are certain criteria you need to meet if you want me to
Yeah.
coach. I'm very
100%.
picky, and I will
Absolutely.
boot you in a heartbeat. And what it
Yeah.
really comes down to is work ethic,
Yeah.
right?
100%. It's the foundation
If
for which we work on. Yeah.
Yeah, if I got a client and because I interview all my clients, the very first
Yeah.
thing I do with them is usually have about an hour interview,
Yeah.
just a phone interview. We just talk, right? I
Yeah.
just want to know I want to learn who they are as a human being. And I'm looking for cues. And when I got clients that it's this person's fault and this person's fault and
Mm.
this and that, and
Mm. Yeah.
you don't, people just don't understand. It's easy for everybody else. Yeah, I'm not taking that client.
Oh man.
That
Yeah.
is
No, I'm
not
tracking. I'm tracking. Yeah.
it's just as hard for me to stay on a program as it is for anybody else. The only
Yeah.
difference is I've been doing it longer and I've learned to
Yeah.
develop discipline. And if you
Yes.
are open, motivation, like, dude, the word motivation should be stricken from the dictionary,
Yeah. It's a tough
right?
one. It's a tough one.
I
Yeah. We
don't
want to
care.
strike
Oh,
that.
I'm not motivated. I don't care.
What does that mean?
Do
What
it
does that
anyway.
mean to me? There you
Yeah,
go.
do it anyway.
Yep.
I don't care if you're
Yep.
not motivated.
Strike
Do it.
motivation, enter discipline. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Let me ask you this. If you have a baby and you're not motivated to change their diaper, are you going to do it anyway? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
You know what
Same
that's
thing, man.
called? Discipline.
Discipline.
That's just it's a responsibility to yourself.
One of the
100%.
one of the coolest things I ever heard was oh, dang it. Goggins says
Yeah.
David Goggins. He goes, everybody talks about motivation and all this stuff, and he's like, no, it's discipline. He goes, do you think I have bad days? Do you think every day is easy? Every day I just want to
Yes,
go
I
out there
remember.
and run, right?
I
He's like,
remember
no,
this.
there are
Yeah.
times I like let's get into the Goggins one. There are times I sit on my bed for 30
Yeah.
minutes staring at my damn shoes, and I don't want to put them on. I will stare at them until I put them on and I
Yep.
go do it. It's discipline.
Yep.
He gets all psycho. I
100%,
love it,
man.
man.
That's
You
just
know what I'm
that's just how
saying?
it is. Yeah, that's just how
Yeah,
it
it's
is. Yeah,
discipline.
it's creating that industry standard, man. When you get these people coming through the door and you want to talk with them, because we're altruistic in nature, man. We're there to help them. That
Hmm.
100%, and yes, it is business and things like that, but it's also my time and attention that I'm giving you that I'm never going to get back. So when I take
Yeah,
you on as a client, I need you to be taking this serious. As serious as I took getting certified, bringing in all of this knowledge, learning you being a borderline therapist and a chaplain and everything else that comes with dealing with a person's day in and day out. And it's tough, man. It really is. It's
hmm
tough. And So when you bring on clients, the interview and the assessment, I mean, really sets the tone. It does. It
Yeah.
sets the tone for the next interaction, in the subsequent, 10, 15, 20 after that. So
Well, you got
it
to
is
fit
vitally
with
important.
each other, right? Like everybody's
Yes.
different.
Yes.
I
Yes.
cannot, there are people that just, I'm not going to be able to train them. Our
No,
personalities
it's
are too
tough.
different.
Yeah.
They need to find somebody that's going to be able to help them because I cannot.
Yes.
You got to
Yes.
find somebody to work with. And I mean, I even work with some clients for free, man, just because
Yeah.
like there's a kid I train. Matter of fact, he's the dude that Devin, the guy who just did his
Yes.
first show,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I've trained him for free for over a year. Why do I train
Yeah.
him for free? Because this kid is the best client I have.
Yeah.
He doesn't take it
It
for
almost feels
granted.
bad charging. Yeah. It's just,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
he was a young kid. He didn't have a lot of money. He's in
Yep.
college. He's doing all this stuff, and he was
Sure.
asking me about bodybuilding, and I helped him put a program together, and we were just talking, and he does everything I ask him to do.
Yeah.
He never asks for forgiveness, always permission.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't go, "Oh, hey coach, guess what? I had a cheeseburger last night." He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey coach, this is how I'm feeling. Do you think I could have a cheeseburger?" Or, "Hey
Man.
coach, I don't know if I can make it to the gym today. What do you want me to do?"
Yeah.
Okay, let's take the day off. We'll just bump everything back. Like he
Yeah.
never asks for
The
forgiveness, always
self-awareness
permission.
is
Correct.
yeah, it's awesome, man.
He
That's
calls me
great.
on a regular basis. I don't have to chase him down to find out what he's doing and
Dream
what's going
client.
on. Dream client.
Dream client. Yeah, man. That's
Right? And
fantastic.
I coach him for free and I don't mind. He lives in
Yeah.
my town. He's a young kid. He's working hard.
Yeah.
He's in school. He's got
There
goals
you
and
go.
dreams. I got no problem spending the amount of time with him that I do
Yeah.
to help him out.
Yeah,
None
that's
at all.
fantastic, man. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
great
Absolutely.
kid. So and then I got clients that pay me that I wish they would just stop.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, just forget
Like,
it,
come on,
man.
man.
Let's be done with this.
Yeah, let's
You're not taking this
okay.
serious, right?
Another check-in. Great. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
just
move it.
I like I said, I love helping people, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you gotta have you you cannot the number one thing for me is self-awareness and
Yeah.
willingness to point the finger,
Yes,
right?
accountability, man.
Yeah.
Accountability. I struggle.
Hmm.
Well, it's not my struggle; it's their struggle. But I feel it. I get that a lot, right? I get a lot of that, through especially for the first few weeks. Them learning, my clients learning what accountability means,
Hmm.
and they'll come with me. They'll come with me to the gym, and then all of a sudden, it's like this. Well, I did have a couple of cookies this weekend, and then I did have a slice of cake this weekend, and then I had this fried chicken this week, and it all starts to pile up, and I'm thinking, I, didn't we have a long conversation about your goals and hopes and dreams,
Yeah.
and you got 6 months till this wedding creeps up, and like so.
Yeah.
I mean, are we really taking this serious? Are you really here? And you have to reevaluate. You have to recalibrate a lot with your people, man, because they just kind of life gets in the way and they're spiraling over here, and you got to really kind of you got to bring them back to the center, right? You got to
Yeah.
bring them back and say, listen, you told me last week this is what we're doing. You came to me, you enlisted my services, my know-how and wherewithal, and you're looking for help, and I'm trying to help you. But if you don't take this serious, we're just spinning wheels here, man. Like
Yeah.
what's the point of you even showing up? You're
Yeah.
you're going to completely undo everything that we've been working for. I tell clients this, and I'll be transparent. I say, listen, if you want that piece of cake, go have that piece of cake. Go have that piece of cake, because the last thing I need them to do is not be consistent. And
Correct.
at the moment that people just natural human behavior, the moment that they start to hate something, they're going to become extremely inconsistent.
They're
So
done.
if you have that cake, but earn that cake. You know what I'm saying? Earn that
Hmm.
cake. Go out there, put the work in. It's you're working for that piece of cake. Okay, I'm not telling you that you can't have it. Just come out here and put that work in. Be disciplined enough to say, I got to work for
Yeah.
this.
Dude, on average, people, just so you know, on average, if you want to lose a pound a week, you need to be 3,000 calories in a deficit for the entire week.
For the week. Yep.
The
Yep.
one of the biggest problems, I love that you tell your clients if you want that piece of cake, have it. I tell my clients the same thing. the one thing that people tend to do that I think is the biggest problem is they will slip up. They'll have them. They'll be like, you
Mhm.
know what? I'm sorry, but I'm going
Yep.
to eat these cookies. And then they'll tell themselves, oh, I've ruined the day. So they let the
Yep.
whole day go.
Yep.
And what could have been like if you're on a, say, a 2,500 calorie a day diet, and
Yeah.
what maybe those extra cookies you had pushed you to 2,750. But no,
Yeah.
you said, oh, I've already ruined the day. It's over. So you just housed down 4,000
Full
calories
send.
for the day, right? You can't do
Full
that.
throttle. All right, it's
Yes,
all
I
out of
know.
here. Just
Okay,
go
you
all
had the
in.
cookies. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's if you're in a 3,000 calorie a week deficit, week on
Uh,
week, you're going to lose a pound a week. And
yeah.
people think about that. It doesn't sound like a lot. Well, I want to lose 10 pounds a week. No, this ain't Biggest Loser, man. Come on,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
A pound a week. That's 52 pounds a year.
That's a lot of weight, man. That's a
You
lot of
do
weight.
that for 2 years. That's 104 pounds.
Isn't that something? Imagine
It,
all the pressure, all that coming off your joints and ligaments and
yeah,
just choking out your organs and all this other. I mean, it matters. It
it
matters. And just
does, dude.
the small little increments add up to be some really, really great results in the end. So
See, I don't actually do meal planning. Like I won't
yeah.
put someone's diet together.
Yeah.
I have nutrition coaching sessions
Yes.
where we
Same.
will
Same.
discuss food process it, how
Yep.
with the good types of foods to eat and things like that. I will
Same.
put their macros together, the
Yeah.
macros that I want them to eat. Um, and go over the foods that they can eat that are good for them. I
Yeah.
don't put together meal plans unless we're in prep getting on stage.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
then and even then, I don't control their food as much until the last about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then they eat what I say when I say,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
It's very
Yep.
strict at that point because there's certain things that I'm looking for, right? Because
Yeah.
ultimately, especially because I prep a lot of natural athletes,
Yeah.
so we're not using diuretics and other things. And I have to be
Gotcha.
very careful because there is a process to get,
Yes.
because a couple things. First of all, I don't like taking my clients below 150 grams of carbs a day. And
Okay.
you'll see a lot of these guys are like, yeah, I'm only eating 20 grams of carbs, getting ready for the show, and I'm not
Lord have
drinking any
mercy.
water,
I mean,
nothing.
the
Dude, like
Walking Dead.
Devin, I never took him below 150 grams of carbs, and I
Yeah.
never took him below a gallon of water. And he
And he
was
looked
so
phenomenal.
dry. He
Yeah.
got that first coat of tan. It sucked up in
Yeah.
his skin so hard, like he had to get
Yep.
re-tanned twice,
Yeah. Wow.
right? He was
Jeez. Yeah.
bone dry, never a
Yeah.
bead of sweat on him, even
Wow.
under the lights posing.
That's crazy.
He was
Man, that's
bone
crazy.
dry.
Yeah.
Bone dry, man. Like he was peeled.
Wow.
I got some video of him doing curls. He was
Yeah.
so peeled you could watch the biceps slide under the skin. Like it's like
Jeez, man.
he was
That's
bone
crazy.
dry, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
and he just he worked really hard. But there's tricks
yeah.
to do that, and in
Sure.
order to do that, I need to control everything that goes in your mouth 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I got to control it
Yep.
all.
Yep.
So
100%,
that's
man.
the only time that
Makes the
I'm
difference.
actually doing an
Yeah.
actual. I'm gonna put your whole diet together. Other
Yeah.
than that,
Yeah.
I just go over. I explain to them the good types of carbs they can eat, the good vegetables to eat, the good proteins to
Yes.
eat. Here's kind of
Yep.
the amount that you want to eat to equal a decent meal, so that you're meeting your
Exactly.
macros every day. And then
Yeah,
because
that's where
macros are,
I'm at. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't the whole meal plan stuff. I'm a nutrition coach, and I keep it just at that, man. I'm
yeah,
I'm not a meal planner. I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not that.
yeah.
So
Some
I'm in
states
the
it's
same
illegal.
wheelhouse there. So
Be careful because
yes,
some
and
states
that's
it
exactly
is
why.
illegal.
Yeah.
If you are not a registered dietitian coach, you are not allowed to do
Yeah.
meal plans.
Exactly. And there's
So,
there's such a gray area there. And then
hmm
obviously, there's a legality issue and an ethical issue and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
So to me, I just practice, just hey, meet your macros. Let's talk about your macros. Let's talk about a good way to get to a solid, healthy eating lifestyle. Let's win the
hmm
kitchen first before we do anything. Let's
absolutely.
let's get there because
I love
most
that
of the
word.
people,
I like that.
yeah,
Win the
that's
kitchen.
yeah.
That's
That's
good.
what I tell them. That's what I tell
I'm
all my
stealing
clients,
that
man.
shit, brother. I'm
Yeah,
stealing
they
that.
come
I
in
love
there
that.
and I tell them I tell them, so they come in there. So most clients, they just want to lose weight, right? There, it's
Hmm.
just typically, that's what you're going to deal
Yep.
with. And the first thing we go into right there is I tell them, listen, all of this is predicated on your diet, all of it. I mean, a good solid 95% of the results you're looking for is going to be in your diet. And the other 5% is consistency. That's all that it is. So, and I'll tell them, I say, if you're in search of, losing weight and just getting to a healthier plane of existence, you got to win the kitchen. If you win the kitchen, you
Hmm.
win the war. And that's what it is. So,
Yep.
it's very important. That nutrition side is the foundation from which we build on. You can't do anything in our space without good nutrition. Period.
True.
So, doesn't
100%.
matter what you're doing.
And I even tell them, like for my clients, I tell them the two most important meals of the day are the meal that you eat an hour and a half before training and the meal you eat
Yep.
right after training.
Yep.
Because that
Absolutely.
is what's
Absolutely.
fueling the workout and
Yep.
putting in your recovery. That is the
100%.
two most
Yep.
important meals you will eat all day long.
I would agree with that 100%. I definitely would agree with that. Yeah, super important, man. It's just again, that's what I'm hoping, we can really kind of open up with this podcast. I'm definitely gonna, work in conjunction with you as much as I can. I've always looked at you as like a mentor, man. It's the first time I met you and started picking your brain, I knew that we were gonna have a pretty good relationship. So
I
so you know
appreciate
me,
that,
man.
brother. I
Yeah, of
appreciate it.
course, man. Absolutely. I always tell everybody, and the new people coming into this industry, getting certified and things. I said, man, the first thing you should do is get yourself a good mentor. I mean, the
I
first
agree,
thing
man.
you
I
should
have
do.
one.
Yeah.
I've literally coached. I started coaching athletics. I
Yeah.
was 22,
Yeah.
21. No, 21. When I was working with a high school football team as a linebackers coach,
Okay.
and doing strength training with them, right?
Yeah.
And I am going to be 53 this year, so
Okay.
I have been doing this for a long time. I still, like I said early on, I am still learning, and I learn from new people and
Yeah.
old people. I have somebody that I read everything that they do. I
Yeah.
study how they coach their athletes because
Yep.
I've done it. I've followed them since the 90s.
There you go.
During in bodybuilding magazines, reading his
Yeah.
articles on nutrition
Sure.
and training, and that's Hani Rambod. And for
Yeah.
people that don't know, he is literally the winningest bodybuilding coach on the planet. He
Yeah.
has 23 Olympia titles under his belt. He is the current
Woo-wee.
has the men's open
Yeah.
first and second at the
Wow.
Olympia. He
That's-
also is
man.
CBum's coach
Okay. Owns
now,
the
right?
podium. Yeah.
Plus a lot of women as well, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
he used to do, oh, I can't remember the kid's name, but he was a four-time men's physique Olympian. He had
Okay.
him.
Yeah. Yeah. Man,
He
that's
has
pretty
turned.
impressive.
He used to have the nickname the Pro Creator because
Okay.
everybody
Because
he would
everybody
turn a
was.
pro, man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
turned a
That's
pro.
awesome,
So I have studied him,
man.
and he is a coach that believes in just great nutrition,
Yeah.
great training. And
Yep.
then if you're going that route, you dabble in a little something, something. But
Yeah.
that's not his first go-to. It is nutrition and training because
Yeah.
that you can take all the something, something you want, but if you're not eating
Yeah.
right and training right, you're not going to grow.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, that stuff will never be
So,
able to
mhm,
bring you up to standard. I mean, to be able to compete.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
everything else is much more important than that. So,
I hear you. I hear you.
but yeah,
Well, hey,
yeah,
man, it is Saturday night. I'm sure you got plans with the lady. I uh,
yeah.
I am so excited to see what you are getting ready to put out there because
Thanks,
I
man. I
know it's going to
appreciate
be
it.
great.
Thank you.
You study your material. You are a hardworking SOB,
Hey,
and
man, I try.
I am excited for what you're getting ready to put out, and I'm definitely going to watch it. You have any
Yeah,
last words for everybody out there? You tell anybody
man.
anything, what would it be?
Oh man. Oh, where do I start? I think we did this last time, and I was like, oh
Yeah, that got
well.
to throw you on the spot a little bit.
Yeah, of course, man.
Get comfortable being
No,
uncomfortable. You're going to be doing this for yourself in a minute.
100%, man. I'm there, man. I'm there. Let me go get my blanket. Yeah, man, I would just say that I would like to really kind of focus a lot on mental health, man. Like I spoke earlier, my wife, she is a therapist, and,
Hmm.
just it's a lot of it nowadays, mental health and things like that. We're finally getting a light that is being broadcasted on that. So, we're getting a lot more exposure to just the um, the inability of us to really kind of touch on our mental health and try to take it serious, right? We always kind of put that stuff on the back burner, and self love and self care and things like that is super important, man. It goes hand in hand with what we do on the day in and day out, as trainers and things. So, I would just really like to, kind of put that out in the ether, man. If you're having any kind of struggles or anything like that, man, talk to somebody, reach out. I'm an open book. If anybody's got anything going on, man, you may not know me. We may be strangers, but I'll lend an ear anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter. So, and I've always kind of been like that, and I would always want to preach. I'd always want to preach that, and just to kind of make everybody, around me in my space, just a little bit better, man, just a little bit healthier. So, that's all I got, man. Just out here just trying to make the world a little bit better, one person at a time. So.
Dude, I love that because you are right. For so long, especially men
Yes,
that
we
struggle with
struggle.
any kind
We
of
struggle.
mental issues. I can't have that happen. No, no, no. I'm a
Yeah,
man,
yeah, we bury it, man. We
right? Yeah,
compartmentalize and we bury
yeah.
it.
And there is. It's one of the great things about exercise. I'm sure your wife would even say this, but almost my wife has suffered with depression for a long time. And
Yeah.
almost every psychologist that she's ever seen, they tell her to exercise.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh man,
Because it
it's
releases endorphins,
yes,
right?
yes.
It releases the endorphins in the brain. It makes you feel
Yep,
better. It gets
yep,
you in a bebetter frame of mind. So I love that you touched on that because you're working on your mental health is important. I don't
yeah,
care if you don't suffer from mental health issues. There are
yeah,
times in your life when you will. Maybe it's not a long
yes.
term struggle for you like it is for
Everybody goes through it.
but
Yeah, everybody goes
everybody
through it.
goes through it, and it's important to learn how to deal with those things. So,
100%. Couldn't
um,
agree more.
hey, that's why I end the show all the time with don't forget to smile. If you need something, you reach out to me, man. If nobody loves you, I'll love you. I want
100%,
everybody to
man.
have a reason
Likewise.
to
Yep,
smile,
yep.
right? So, I'm excited for you, brother. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Everybody get
Thank
out
you.
there, like, subscribe, pay attention. We're dropping some great information here. I want everybody to get out there and work hard, peoples. And remember, don't forget to smile. Love y'all. Be good. We're out.
See you guys.
Hey, thanks so much for watching or listening. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at Work Hard Peoples LLC or Instagram at Work Hard Peoples LLC. You can also find us on our website at workhardpeoples.com. Have a great day or night. Don't forget to smile.